What's up, guys? So I want to talk about how to use multi-timeframe analysis and how it helps on days like this when you want to try to catch a bottom, for a good risk to reward type trade, right? So here, over here we have the 2 minute, over here we have the 5 minute, over here we have the 15 minute, right? So the strategy that I use says that if you clear a previous switch trend bars high or low, you get continuation to that side, right? What I mean by a switch trend bar. So as you can see, the open on the NASDAQ here, we got a massive sell off. And then this first candle that turns the opposite way of, right? So if we're getting a strong buying off the open, then I want to look for that switch trend to be red. If we're getting massive sell off like we got here, I'm looking for this switch trend bar to go green, right? So we go lower, we actually close higher, so I'm like, okay, maybe this is where buyers want to step in here, right? There's this long wick. However, using my strategy in multi-timeframe analysis, right, you might see that theory get bought up here on a 2 minute chart, right? But I would have gotten stopped out immediately if I was using this candle low, right? You can see this little wick, which is below the last candle, would have been stopped out immediately for then it to rip in my favor, right? So that was not that would have been a bad entry. What you do is you wait for the confirmation, in my opinion, on the 15 or the 5 minute chart, however you use it. But you wait for that next bar after the switch trend bar. Here's our switch trend. Here's the next bar after that. You need this bar to clear that high, right? So if we're looking at this trade in particular, if you wanted to try to catch a bottom to scalp it to the upside, you could have watched it here. No go above this bar, right? It never cleared. This bar never cleared the high and actually traded lower, but then closed higher. Then you could have also said to yourself, okay, buyers are definitely present here. We got a massive tail on this one and a massive wick tail on the previous switch trend, right? So then on this next bar, boom, we hit that previous bar's high, right? So if I just come down here, highlight it right here. This is where we could have entered that play and got, a nice, 60-point move on the NASDAQ if you're using QQQ or whatever as your vehicle, right? That would have been a nice scalp play. However, if you're really truly looking for some change of trend direction, here's how you really pick kind of where we're going, right? So that was that first clear. Then we got another massive sell-off, another switch trend bar here, but that next bar never cleared the highs, right? It might have on the 2 minute and it might have on the 5 minute, but you would have been stopped out again immediately following these wicked sell bars, right? Look at these. Same thing here. You would have been stopped out really fast and you would have had slippage on your runners, right? So again, I'm not looking to take this long until some sort of switch in trend on the 15 minute and the next bar to clear its high, right? And we, again, massive sell-off here, get a switch trend, never clears the high, back to more sell-off, kind of consolidating here. And then we finally get, again, this bounce level here, switch trend, and then finally, this is where I had mentioned in the chat that this is where the first time I had seen the NASDAQ prior to this bar up here switch trend and get some sort of follow through, right? This was the follow through right here. Right, it cleared the previous bar's high, and then if you were to just sit in this and kind of wait with the 15 minute, you would have gotten clear direction, right? Here's your switch in trend. You can even see it kind of go back on each time frame. And then using, this as your entry with a stop, let's see, when you break it down even lower, this is where you can use your stops, right? If I'm going to take the switch in trend here, when we get it down, narrowed in, this is where my stop would have been also at this prior pivot level, right? So you could have said, okay, I'm definitely out after this as there's no follow through. But we got a lot of follow through here. So this would have been the only time that you could have taken kind of that switch trend long play in my mind. So hope that helps.